Hi, welcome to Tech Ranch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. Java game application development, magical number game. Today we are going to present you a live demonstration of guessing magical number game implemented in Java Swing Graphical User Interface API. Before we get into the demonstration, let's first see the steps we create an application in Java. First we'll see the designing, and then we'll see the development, and next in the last we'll see the execution for testing purpose. As per the requirements, the design goes like this. We need a one player simple random number generation. Then we need to see the compiler will pick a number within the range. That's what we need to guess. The user has to guess that particular number within that range. And for clues, we need to get the condition from the compiler. So the compiler will check whether the number you entered is too small or is too big. Is it out of the range or it is inside the range? So this is how we are going to guess the magical number what the compiler has already selected. Such design has to be implemented in 3 blocks in development. First we'll create a controller. That controller will communicate between the logic and the component. So for that we need some configuration and properties file that will have some values, and those values will exist in a variable that goes in an XML file. Now this particular fxml file is like in a XML file, extensible markup language, which has an customized tags, and those tags inside it we defined and declared and use it in our controller. Basically controller is nothing but to communicate from one component to another. Model goes in a layout form. The layout means we have all the buttons and the text box, and every object in a frame has been specified and has some values and variables and object, and those things will exist and communicate with the help of controller. Now we need a game app main class that has a launcher. That means this is the main class. The compiler will start from this class, and the further it will process the entire request from the user to the compiler with the help of controller. So this is how we are going to have a development. We'll see that in detail later. Now in the next we'll see the execution where player has to enter a random number between the range and guess the magical number. It's a very simple game which has nothing fancy things, just a text box to enter the user for entering the number from the user, and the compiler will have some label to display the message and alert boxes. Now when it comes to the development, as I mentioned, we have 4 components here. Game app, which is the main class for starting the application, that initialize the application and display the first scene of UI user interface. Use this class to create and initialize any objects your application needs. Model will have a guessing game layout, and that changes this to be suitable for your game. So basically we need to modify the game controller to match. So whenever we make any changes in the controller, has to be since it is dependent on the model and game app main class, so it will be changed accordingly. So initialize a guessing game with given upper limit on the secret number. So that's what the layout will work in a model. And the controller will have the receive events and input from user interface and update the user interface. So basically we are going to have a buttons, and the button will have some action listener. So that particular information will be taken from the user and processed and provided to the model. That part is going to be happen with the help of controller. So suppose user enter a number and that number is too small, so that particular logic is going to be implemented within the model. So that value has been communicated to the model, and then model will display accordingly. So it display information from the model in a way that the UI wants, need a way access some. So UI components such as reading text from an input field, so those things will take care by the controller. Now when it comes to the XML, the controller needs a way access from user interface component such as reading text from input field or writing anything. Controller refers to JavaFX component by defining attributes annotated with @fxml. Names of the attributes must be exactly the same as names of UI components that you assign when you create the user interface. It is in basically work in scene builder when we work in JavaFX. So that is the complete development stage. Now let's take a look at the magical number game. It's a little complicated, but actually when we see it, it's very simple. As you can see, this is the frame and created the frame, and we have a text box where the user is going to enter the number and two buttons, guess it or quit, and the number will be mentioned in a range. The logic is very simple. We have a condition, and that condition will be taken by the user, and user enter the value, and that value will be compared and check and see if it is between the range or outside the range, and based on that it will display the message. Now let's take a look at the demonstration. So this is my Eclipse IDE, and here is my application. You can see game app, game controller, game model, and my fxml file. Now let's take a look at the execution. So this is my game window. You can make it more fancy way, have some buttons or labels and more options or timers or trials and score points. Those things can be improvised in this game. So suppose it's saying I am thinking of a number between 1 and 100. So any number decide between 1 and 100. Suppose I made 50 and let's guess it. So it says 50 is too small. So basically we need to increase the value. So suppose 60. 60 is too small, make it 70. 70 is too small, 80. 80 is too small, 90. 90 is too large. So it is between the 80 and 90. So let's make it 85. 85 is too small, 88. Right, you guess the magical number, play a game. So this is what the game. Now here I have not added any points, score points or trials. That can be implemented in an advanced version. So if you want to play again, now this time the number is given between 1 and 200. So it will be increased as per the chances and keep going if you keep going the game. So I made it, just making it half of it and try. 100 is too large. So this time we need to decrease the value. 50 is too large. 20. 20 is too small. So it is between 20 and 50. 40 is too large. 30. 30 is too, so it is between 30 to 40. So let's make it 35. 35 is too large. 33. 33. Right. You guess the magical number. So if I play again, it will be like 1 and 400. So let's make it 200. I'll just guess it with the help of making it half. 200 is too large. 100 is too large. 50 is too small. So 15 and 100. 70 is too small. 80. 80 is too small. 90. 90 is too large. So between 80 and 90. So make it 85. 85 is too large. So 83. 83 is the right number. So it's very simple game, just guessing the number, and you need to guess the magical number what the compiler has chosen, and based on that you just divide and guess and enter. You can improvise this application again using score feature, points feature, timer, or any other way. So this was the demonstration and execution of magical number game application. So these magical number game logic has been used in casino game machines, where the machines will pick a number and display the result whenever the user entered or selected a number and guessed what the casino machine has selected, the magical number. Sometimes it has been used in the bingo game or any kind of such number games. This is very popular. So the logic is very popular and has been used in many places in real time project. So that was the magical numbered game demonstration implemented in Java Swing Graphical User Interface API. For any kind of questions, source code needed, or any assistance, please feel free to contact techcrunch2019@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more upcoming interesting informative sessions. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.